Welcome everyone, I am Tony Denaro. In this video, we're going to do a brief overview of Judge Zurn's letter to retail shareholders today and a rough overview of what the schedule is going to look like. Keep in mind that I hear a lot of people saying things like AMC got, slapped down, AMC this. All of these settlements are put to the court by the plaintiff. So Allegheny came up with a settlement with AMC, but Allegheny files the settlement. So all of these settlement are coming from Allegheny in cooperation with AMC. Let's just make sure we're being accurate when we're talking about who is filing what. At this point, AMC and Allegheny are on the same team to get a settlement done. Allegheny is representing all common stock, the class of common stock shareholders. And on behalf of them, they are recommending and filing this settlement. The wording in the settlement was done in conjunction in a settlement mediation with AMC. All of this should be filed with 8Ks from AMC and everything in the next day or so. Judge Zurn says, along with this letter, you have received notice of a proposed settlement. Presently, the court and the parties intend to hold the settlement hearing on June 29th and 30th, so about 2 months from now. And she's writing us to give us more details on the hearing and the timeline and what instructions you need to follow if you want to object. And she just starts off right here, and she closes with this also, saying that the court will not be issuing a ruling on the settlement at the hearing. So there's not going to be a bench ruling. You're not going to get an answer on her decision on June 30th. And I talked to Chancellor and I asked her what's normal when the judge is writing up an opinion. And she said, well, by standard, the normal writing of an opinion, they normally have 90 days. And I went, 90 days. And the court is going to be, I guess they go on recess or vacation in the month of August. I don't know what the right terminology is for that. So Chance told me more than likely you should hear something from Judge Zurn in July. So I don't really know. I can't tell you a timeline, but we are pretty certain it's not going to be June 30th. Just want to prep you for that. The plaintiff, again, Allegheny, will file an opening brief in support of the settlement on May 4th. The defendants, AMC, may file a brief, but they're not required to. In addition to appearing on the docket, the brief will be posted on AMC Investor Relations page on the website, and briefs in support of the proposed settlement typically set forth the reasons that the parties, the plaintiff and the defendant, believe the settlement should be approved. AMC common stockholders who can provide adequate proof of stock ownership have the right to submit a written objection to the terms of the settlement. I want to be crystal clear because look, if you object, again, that is your right, but make sure you're reading what the judge is telling you. If you have proof of ownership, you have the right to submit an objection to the terms of the settlement. Previous submissions to the court will not be considered as objections to the settlement because the terms of the settlement were not previously disclosed. She also recommends here at the bottom that you might wish to wait to read the briefing in support of the settlement on May 4th. That is what Allegheny is going to file on May 4th. Make sure you read that so you know what they're saying. Why do they support the settlement? There might be some key information in there that either you could use or that could change your mind. Objections must comply with the following requirements to be considered. Objections must be submitted to the plaintiff's counsel. So you're going to email or mail your objection to the attorneys for Allegheny. And again, Chancellor told me that is very standard in this court, that objections to settlements are mailed to the plaintiff. And they say very clearly here, do not send them to the court in bold print. The court will not accept any objections to the settlement. The plaintiff's counsel will take your objections, provide them to the special master for review, who will then review them and provide them to the court. Or a decision like, we recommend that you take a look at this one, judge, or we recommend that you deny this one. You don't have to include a filing fee. Objections must be received by May 31st, and they must include your real and full name. They must be accompanied by evidence of beneficial ownership of AMC stock, including your full name, copies of your brokerage statement, or a screenshot, or an authorized statement from your broker. And they must set forth a legal basis for the objection. I can't reiterate that bullet point enough. Not emotions, not opinion, not conjecture. Make sure you're determining and setting up a legal basis for the objection. Each stockholder may submit one objection, which should contain all of the grounds for the reasons that you object to the settlement. Stockholders who are in support of the settlement should not feel compelled to submit letters. Allegheny is going to already be there advocating, telling the court why this settlement should be approved. It's not necessary for anyone else to send in a letter, but she says, that being said, if you want to send in a letter of support, follow the same instructions that were on page 2. Plaintiff's counsel will transmit all of the objections to the special master and make recommendations to the court to accept it or to deny it. Do not contact the special master or send any materials directly to the special master. Then, once all of that's done, the plaintiffs and the defendants may file briefs responding to any and all objections by June 7th. So they will review all of the objections that get run up the flagpole by the special master. They'll have a week to file their answer to that, and those will be posted to the docket. Any responsive briefs will be posted on the court docket and on AMC's investor relations page. Depending on the number of objections, the special master will file a report and recommendations no later than June 21st. And that report will also be posted on the docket and AMC investors relations page. Any AMC stockholder who timely objected consistent with the instructions, who disagrees with the special master's report, like if they denied your objection, may file an exception to that report. That has to be in by June 28th. Exceptions to the special master's report should be filed with the court. Now we're a little twist here, not sent to the plaintiff's counsel. So wait and see if you filed an objection, if they approved it or denied it, what the special master recommended. If you don't like what the special master said, then go get the form from the court for filing an exception, and you send that to the court. For instructions on how to do that, please refer to the Register and Chancery's April 14th letter. If you do not follow these instructions, your correspondence will not be considered. On June 29th and June 30th, the court will hear from parties, and parties being Allegheny and AMC, I presume, and any objectors who wish to supplement their written objections with a oral presentation. So if you want to go in person to the court in Delaware, you can show up to object. You have to have submitted a written objection, first of all. This is for people who wish to supplement their written objections with an oral presentation. The court will also, this is going to be interesting, I guess we're going to be live for 2 days. The court will provide public access to the hearing with an overflow courtroom with a video feed and a listen-in telephone line. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing I won't be able to broadcast the audio, but if it's available on a phone line, I'll be live and giving you some blow-by-blow and some reaction to what's going on. If you get there late and the overflow room fills up, I don't know how many people it will hold. Anyone unable to obtain a seat must leave the courthouse. Get there early, I guess. The court will file the dial-in information for the telephone line on the docket before the hearing. You do not need to appear in person for your written objection to receive full consideration by the special master. Because counsel to the parties to the settlement will be advocating for approval of the settlement, it's not a good use of time of the court to let people that are in support speak. So if you're in support, I'd say don't bother showing up because you're not going to be allowed to talk. If you're in the overflow room, you'll be brought in one at a time to voice your oral presentation of your objection. Just a reminder, the court will not be doing a bench ruling on the 30th. She will provide a written opinion that will be filed on the docket and on the court's website. We don't know the exact timeline, but kind of the rough expectation right now is sometime in July. No guarantees. Thank you for tuning in. I am Tony DeNaro. Drop me a comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next video.